Let's get right into making these delicious cinnamon rolls, shall we? I have here 2 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. To that I'll add quarter teaspoon of salt. Now if the butter that you're using is unsalted butter, you can use half teaspoon of salt. Quarter cup of granulated sugar is required, and I added that and incorporated this, and this is my dry ingredients. Now the other segment is my wet ingredients, and I will incorporate those before adding it to the dry ingredients. My milk is 3/4 cups of milk, and to this I will add 3 tablespoons of butter. My butter is supposed to be melted into the milk, so I just added that to the microwave for a few seconds. My yeast is supposed to be added to this, and make sure that your milk is warm. Now the yeast is 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast, and that's just the sachet. Incorporate that, make sure that the yeast is dissolved, or at least most of it is dissolved before adding it to the dry ingredients. Then this is going to be incorporated thoroughly. Guys, if it's your first time being here, thank you so much for being here. If you've been here before, I really do appreciate you coming back. Remember, if you're new, please subscribe and turn on your notification bell so whenever I upload, you will be notified. And like the video, guys, if you like the video, and always feel free to use the comment section. I do welcome your comments. Now the result I am looking for here is to have a nice moist gooey dough, and that is what I got. I added flour to my surface because I am going to work the dough on the surface. Now this is supposed to be worked for about 3 to 5 minutes, and you want to make sure that when you're done, your dough is nice and moist. Then you're gonna get to the section where you use your rolling pin. No, I like this part of working with the dough. I don't know why, it just feels so satisfying. And then on top of that, it's so good to see you get the result that is required, the result that you're looking for. Now, remember, this is cinnamon rolls, so we're gonna also be making our topping for our cinnamon rolls. And for people who like to add raisins, you can also add raisins to this. After rolling this, then that's complete. And as you can see, I really did have a little fun here with my dough. Now guys, make sure that you flour your surface when you're working your dough, and make sure that your rolling pin is also floured. It gives you a easier working time, and of course it eliminates all of that stickiness. So make sure that, as I said, your pin is floured and your surface is floured. This is supposed to be 13 by 9 or 14 by 8. I got that. Now for my filling, just some brown sugar or cinnamon, of course butter, and we also need some nutmeg. Now I added the nutmeg because nutmeg complements cinnamon just as how salt complements sugar. So added my sugar to my bowl, then my nutmeg, then my cinnamon, and I just toss that together and make sure all of that comes together. My butter now, the first step is to add my butter to my dough. You can use a knife to apply your butter, but why not just use the spoon, because it works for me. After this is applied, then you're just gonna go in and add your cinnamon mixture. And I cannot tell you how good cinnamon smells in your kitchen when you're using your cinnamon powder. Remember, it enhances flavors. You can use a little bit of cinnamon in so many different dishes, even your meat. Anyway, back to our dough. Apply this completely over your butter, and then you are just gonna go in and roll. You don't want to roll too tight and you don't want to roll it too loose at the same time. So just works with what works for you. Then it's time to cut your dough, and you want to make sure that your knife is sharp, and of course make sure it's much sharper than mine here. Cut them, and then you are gonna add this to your tin and leave this to rise for about 10 minutes. When that's done, see how beautiful they are? That's the time to pop this into the oven. Now I'm just gonna make a quick garnish for this. Easy, simple. When you icing sugar, some milk or melted butter, and then also quarter teaspoon of vanilla. Now I'll also add to this a couple drops of essence of peppermint. Now this gives my mixture here a nice minty smell and taste. So imagine having both of that when you're biting into your cinnamon rolls. This was baked and it was lovely. I enjoyed and appreciated how they came out, and then I added my mixture on top, garnish it. I made sure that this was on the liquidy side because I wanted the cinnamon rolls to just absorb all of these juices. It was great. I enjoyed it. I hope you do. And until next time, enjoy. Bye.